Hi, welcome to the very first episode of A Movie Buff and Me. This is the Movie Buff, Jeffrey Brooks.
Hello there.
And I am not the Movie Buff. I'm your host, Austin Chamberlin. And this is going to be a new series on the channel. We're going to release these weekly. Basically, what we're going to do is we're going to watch a movie. That can be something that just came out in theaters or just something that we thought would be interesting to show. And at the end of the video, we're going to rate it and give it a rating from 1 to 10. And so we're just going to give our thoughts on that movie, and we thought this would be super interesting and super fun. So
speaking of super, Austin.
Oh, yeah.
The first movie we saw was Batman v Superman.
Yes. Batman vs. Superman will be the first movie that we're going to talk about. Jeff, what are your thoughts?
Oh, man. Where do I start? No, I'm joking. Basically, can I talk about what I liked first? One thing I liked about this movie is how visually beautiful this movie is. I think this has breathtaking cinematography, you know, the color palette and lighting and just everything's just really pretty about this movie. It's got great music. Notice how I'm not really talking about the actual substance. I'm talking about the aesthetic.
My thoughts exactly.
Yeah. Here's the thing. These characters are so iconic in our culture. The thing about Batman and Superman is you can't find a single person on this planet who doesn't know who they are. So they really have a big responsibility to make this movie work. Does it work? I don't think it does. I think there's some cool moments in this movie. There are some moments that are awesome. You and I have talked about this when we saw the movie the other day. We talked about the opening scene of the movie is very good. It's a very, it's shot very well, very artistically. The music's very nice, and it's very emotional, and it gets the ball rolling. But about 15 minutes in, I felt the movie just started seeming so quick and random, and it seemed so out of place, so many things, and I just didn't like how this movie was edited. I didn't like the pace. I didn't like there was no line through that's like, here's why we're going this direction. It was just like random scene, and you almost sit back and you're going, I don't even know what's going on. And I don't even know who is who because I feel like everyone is so like stiff and their character is so like not developed. And I just was really disappointed in this film. So saying that, I will just say the movie was enjoyable to watch just as a fan of this genre, but very disappointing because there wasn't much substance to it. What do you feel about Batman v Superman?
Here's my thoughts.
Go for it.
I left that movie feeling so defeated, so dark, so macabre, so just
Yeah.
Just came away feeling like I didn't enjoy it. There was not a lot of sunshine and happiness in this movie. It was all dark. And that being said, like there were like I was getting a bunch of texts during the movie too. So and it was for Good Friday. So I was like stressing out. Things were changing on the day of Good Friday while I was watching this movie. So take what I say with a grain of salt, but like I left that movie feeling stressed out.
Interesting.
And dark. I felt great to be out in the sunlight after it was over.
Right.
I felt great. Here's what I did like about the movie. I liked the beginning. I liked the first entrance scene with the whole Batman origin story. They did it real quick, and I thought they did really great with the imagery and like the gun with the pearls and stuff. I thought that was really cool.
That's like
I thought they did that
inducing.
perfectly, and I was like, okay, this movie's going to be great.
Right.
But then after that scene, it just gets really it gets slow, and then the pacing gets really fast and it jumps around everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
And I just really didn't think that there was much of a story at all.
Yeah.
I felt like they were just trying to push too much stuff into the movie at once, and at the end of it, the scenes that I thought were good could have been better if there was a lead up to it. I felt like they just jumped into those things and there was no emotional or intellectual like pull for me to even care about what was happening. Even though that fight scene was cool, I didn't care.
There was no proper build-up.
Yeah, and then there was a cool shot or a cool scene with the chase scene with the Batmobile.
Okay.
I thought that was really cool because he was super brutal and he didn't care and just running around like destroying things.
Yeah.
But yeah, other than that, I just
Well, here's what I will say. A lot of people were very harsh on the casting of Ben Affleck. You and I kind of disagree on this. I felt he was very good as Batman. Bruce Wayne, not so much. I mean, I didn't get the sense that he would, when he was Bruce Wayne, he was like putting on a facade. He kind of just seemed very like dark as both versions, like Bruce Wayne and Batman.
Yeah.
And it was like, I feel like anyone could find out you're Batman because when you're Bruce Wayne, you don't really hide it very well.
yeah.
I felt Henry Cavill was more comfortable as Superman this time around.
Yeah.
I liked all the other supporting cast.
I liked his Henry Cavill in this movie. I thought he did better here than Man of Steel.
I think Jeremy Irons as Alfred was great, and Lawrence Fishburne as Perry White. I liked all the supporting characters. I think the performances were very solid. I just felt they didn't have anything to work with.
Okay.
And it was very disappointing. But that being said, I agree with you that there was no build-up. There was no proper pacing to build up to where you wanted to care.
Yeah.
Because it was the only little thing that you got was a little bit of Batman's motivation, because you got to see the little
him like hovering over the girl and stuff like
yeah,
that.
like he sees Superman's as a threat, and he wants to like take him out.
Yeah.
And that was the only little plot. Everything else kind of was just very random, so no one has like a motivation for anything. Lex Luthor is just kind of random, and he just wants to stop Superman for no reason. And
yeah,
and
that
so,
performance wasn't great either.
Yeah, it was not. And so, and I'm also thinking that they cut out a lot in this movie. I'm assuming Warner Brothers was like, this movie's too long, you got to cut a lot of it out.
We'll see what they add with the theatrical
extended cut or whatever
and stuff.
Yeah,
let's just cut right to the rating.
My rating is a 10 out of. No, I'm joking.
Like, there's no way.
I'm not gonna be as horrible and critically mean to this movie as a lot of people are. I'm gonna give it a 5.7 out of 10.
Oh, okay.
Because
you went lower than the first time we talked.
Yeah, what I said 6 or something.
Yeah, you did like
a
6 or 7.
Yeah. Well, I've seen it 3 times, so each time I feel like I'm getting revealed to just more and more crap.
Okay.
5.7 out of 10. That tells me that you flunked, but you got some moments right.
Okay.
You know?
Here's my rating.
Go for it.
I think I would give it a 4.
A 4.
A 4 out of 10.
Okay.
The feeling that I got leaving the movie was just I didn't enjoy myself. I felt like it was a chore to watch.
Yeah.
Which a movie shouldn't be that way.
No.
As a normal moviegoer. But yeah.
These movies are so dark. What's up with DC?
What's going
on?
on?
Why are they doing that?
I have no idea.
I don't know.
I hope that they do better.
It's okay to have like some levity once in a while.
Yeah.
Don't have to be everything.
I mean, there were a few like
jokes.
happy moments,
Yeah.
but they were like horrible jokes that they just kind of threw in there,
right?
And people like
ha
laughed.
ha ha yeah.
Yeah.
I remember humor.
So there it is, BVS. You have our ratings. If you want a more in-depth discussion, you can go check out Jeffrey Brooks' podcast, and a link will be in the description below.
Yes.
And yeah, I hope you enjoyed yourself on this first episode of A Movie Buff and Me, and we will release these once every week. So stay tuned for the next one.
YouTube.com/Austin Chamberlin.
Yes. Take care.